on the eve of Thanksgiving. Before we eat turkey and all the fixings, spend time with family, watch some awesome football, all sports in general, time to rock and roll right here on the hottest show on the streets, giving you your Alabama football content, that being, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Proud to have all of you checking us out on a hump day on today. And as always, we bring you the show from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this to you on YouTube. Speak of the channel, you know what time it is. You smash subscribe right now. Stop whatever you're doing. Hit that subscribe button. Smash subscribe right now. You're a diehard fan, casual fan, consumer of Alabama football. If you just crave nothing but the Tide, if this is your addiction, you're trying to scratch that itch, hit that subscribe button right now on the YouTube channel, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Make this your show, your network platform channel to talk Tide football. Also, don't forget to like the show. Give us that thumbs up. Give a like on the show. Trying to get this right now. 50 likes out the gate. Hit the like button. Appreciate the support from you guys. All donations welcome. Appreciate it. That daily super chat go $100. Daily super chat go $100 right there. We love all that you do as the Bama Nation, making this your spot here. Turn all of those post notifications on. Hit that little bell so you miss absolutely nothing of what's going on with your Crimson Tide. And we got a great one for you tonight as my man Bo Scarbrough, two-time national champion for your Crimson Tide and USFL champion for the Birmingham Stallions. He's coming on to discuss the Iron Bowl and what he wants to see in Saturday's matchup. We also want to hear from you, the outstanding fans of Tide football. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. The number to call in and let your voice be made known, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. Fans, be sure, drop your score predictions for the Iron Bowl in the Super Chat. Drop those score predictions right there. And if you have an offensive and defensive player of the game, you can drop that in the chat line as well. But we start the show off here, Joe, with a little bit of a Bama news update. And is the exodus starting to happen? Because back-to-back days between Tuesday and today, Bama, two players entering the transfer portal, both wear number 6. So the two sixes, they deuces to the Crimson Tide, that being Trey Sanders and Kyrie Jackson, putting their names in the transfer portal. Trey Sanders, redshirt junior running back from Port St. Joe, Florida, came in the 2019 class, former 5-star from IMG Academy, put his name in the portal on Tuesday, and then today, Kyrie Jackson announced via social media that he had put his name in the portal as well. Jackson, who came in the 2021 class as a JUCO transfer cornerback. And the thing is, with Trey Sanders, this one hurts because injuries took Trey Sanders. Injuries took him. And a young man that 5-star came in with under huge, big, high expectations, just so much potential. When he first arrived, we saw the speed, the power, the vision, the cutback ability, the explosiveness. It was all there. And we saw it in fall camp, prior to fall camp of 2019. And he was just looking really good out there, on the field. And so many people thought he would take carries away from Najee Harris and Brian Robinson as a freshman. This is the same Trey Sanders that told people, hey, my freshman year, I am going to be a Heisman Trophy winner. And unfortunately, had a foot injury before his freshman season could even start. And then he comes back his second year. He had the big game against Mississippi State, 12 carries for 80 yards. And people thought, okay, here's the moment for Trey Sanders. Here's the light bulb coming on. Here comes this young man with special potential. And unfortunately, a second setback. He goes back home to Florida for a break and got into a very bad car accident, which had him suffer some significant injuries, including a hip issue, and had to have surgery there. And that was a setback. And with the setbacks, The explosiveness was taken from him. A lot of the burst and agility was taken from him. And at a position like running back where Saban's going to recruit, several backs per class, at least 3 per class. And when you can't pop quickly, or when you can't pop initially, and other guys are recruited for your position, and you can't get out of the gate fast, it's tough because you get passed over, you get passed up, and Trey tried. I mean, he really tried to push his way through and push himself through, but unfortunately, this wasn't meant to be here in Tuscaloosa. So put his name in the portal, wishing the best there for Sanders. But when you talk Kyrie Jackson, a completely different story. He comes in 6'3", 197 pounds, one of the top JUCO defensive backs in that 2021 recruiting cycle, and he got his feet wet last year. Played in 12 games, had 7 tackles, a couple of pass breakups, and this season has played more so on special teams because he got beat out by Terrion Arnold in fall camp for the other cornerback job, starting role opposite Kool-Aid McKinstry. However, Kyrie had a lower body injury, an ankle injury earlier in the season, but did he miss the last 2 games, back-to-back here recently? And according to Coach Saban, it was Jackson suspended from the team. We don't know what took place to cause the suspension or what happened. Saban did not go into any type of details. We know it's about Saban. If a suspension is to happen, he will always say we're handling this stuff internally. In my opinion, I think Kyrie Jackson either broke either one team rule or multiple team rules for something of this nature to happen. But Jackson announced that his name is in the portal as well. So what does this do here where Alabama football is concerned? Well, first and foremost, going back to Trey Sanders, I mean, we already know Alabama's got its primary backs in Jahmyr Gibbs, Jace McClellan, and Roydell Williams. Those are the 3 main guys. But I think Sanders' departure opens the door for true freshman Jamarion Miller. It's Miller time, baby! Jamarion Miller, freshman 4-star, Tyler Legacy High School in Tyler, Texas. People forget, here's a young man that rushed for over 5,000 yards across 4 years in his high school career. There's a reason why Alabama took Emmanuel Henderson and moved him from running back to wide receiver. Jamarion Miller is just that good. When you watch this young man play and when you watch him finish plays, finish runs, toughness, runs through guys, great contact balance, can bounce off tacklers, keeps his feet moving, got a drive about him. Really like Jamarion Miller. And I think with him already playing in 11 games this season, you can't redshirt him. He's already got 2 rushing touchdowns on the year, 179 yards rushing this season. So if I was Alabama, this Iron Bowl and in the bowl game, you got to get 26 Jamarion Miller more and more reps, especially when you look at you could potentially lose Jahmyr Gibbs to the NFL draft after the season. With the way Jace McClellan has been playing, could some NFL eyeballs be looking at him? Possibly. But I think McClellan may more than likely come back if you got Roydell Williams. But you got to get Jamarion Miller more reps, more carries, more opportunities on the field because that guy is extremely talented. So I think Trey Sanders kind of saw that writing on the wall when you see Miller out there getting it done on the field. But in terms of Kyrie Jackson, Alabama's got several corners it can choose from. The veteran names, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Eli Ricks, Terrion Arnold, all 3 of those have played this season. But you also got to look at Jacquez Robinson, who came as a 4-star in the 2020 class. He came early in the 2019 season to help Alabama prepare for the bowl game against Michigan. But Jacquez Robinson, 6'2", long, rangy, athletic guy right there. You got him. You got Antonio Kite, a freshman. You've got Traquan Fagans, a freshman. But you also got Earl Little Jr. as well. So you got some corners here that are going to need to be developed, and taken with the loss of Kyrie Jackson. But there's depth there at that corner position. But interesting. Trey Sanders, Kyrie Jackson, both deciding to hit the transfer portal. And it could be more. There could be more taking this move, especially when we get into the off season. But we take our first break on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your interactions. We talk to you, the Bama Nation, right after this.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break on a Wednesday, hump day, hottest show on the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of TDA, the eve of Thanksgiving, but also Iron Bowl week. Got a couple of super chats to get to right now, so how about my man Bill? Bill from New York with that $5 donation. Showing love right here. Appreciate that from Bill. And the President Waylon with that $4.99 in the super chat. It's Bill and Waylon getting us popping early here on a Wednesday. Once again, all donation is welcome and appreciated. $100 daily super chat going, $100 right there. Still trying to get the show 50 likes. Hit the like button. Give us that thumbs up. Appreciate the support there from all of you. But we go the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, of course. 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in. Let your voice be made known. 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey there, Stephen. This is Jim Gallagher out of Dallas, Texas.
Jim, what's going on, man?
Well, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, big holiday for the family and friends and so forth. Hope you enjoy it. And,
absolutely, Jim. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm trying to make sure my dad stays calm while watching the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, we all need to stay calm if we're watching the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen, last time I talked with you, I guess, was before the LSU game, and I was predicting the score, and I said that Alabama would score 28, and a lot of people were dogging me on that and said, oh, no, we got a healthy Bryce Young, and we're going to put more than 28 on them. That's lowballing them. And, well, I think we put 24 on in regulation, so I wasn't too far off. There's a couple of reasons we're not running up a lot of points. One of them is, Stephen, that we don't have a deep threat like Jamison Williams that we had last year. It's not on Bryce because I know he can hit the receivers. It's these young receivers. We just don't have a player that can score from 50 or 60 yards out on the fly, and we just don't have it. We don't get the quick touchdowns like we've been used to getting the last few years. And also, we can't sustain a drive because we don't have a running back that can make 3 or 4 yards when you have to have them make that first down for you. So we're not going to score a lot of points with this team. And I've been critical of them all year. I know they're in several positions. They're sort of young, but we're not getting the rush up the middle from the defense like we always did. There ain't no Jonathan Allens out there. And these kids are playing hard. I'll give them credit for that. But we just don't have the athletes that we've had the last few years. But even that said, with the exception of two snaps, Stephen, we'd be undefeated going into this Auburn game. We'd be undefeated and probably number 2 or 3 in the country and looking at possibly going to playoffs again. So that says a lot about, I think, the coaching and the culture at Alabama. It's a shame we lost those 2 games, but we did. So now we're going to have to, take an off year on the college playoffs and hope we can do better next year. And defensive secondaries, I wasn't worried about that all year. I think they're getting a little better. I thought they looked better when Ricks was out there. But anyway, we got problems on this team that we don't usually have. I'm not blaming the kids. Like I said, I think they're playing hard. But I believe they'll be good enough to beat Auburn. Auburn's kind of in disarray. They lost their coach in the middle of the year. That always hurts a team when that happens. So I think we'll beat them. I think we'll run up maybe 28-35 on them this time. And I don't expect their offense to do much. Defense has generally played fairly well. But anyway, that's my thoughts. I just want to wish you a happy holiday again. And I hope you have a good time with your family.
Absolutely. Appreciate my man Jim calling in there from Dallas. So I'll say this. I feel like Alabama has the deep threats to receiver, just not a proven one, right? Not a proven deep threat right now. But Isaiah Bond is a deep threat. He can do it. Kobe Prentice is a deep threat. He can do it. I just think Bama doesn't have that proven deep threat at this point right now. But next season, those guys will grow to become proven guys. But we take this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hi, Stephen. Bill from New York. How you doing, man?
Doing great, Bill. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'm prepared for this food and trying to keep my father once again from not becoming overly joyed on the Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you, your family, and everybody on this page. It's a really great thing you got going. Stephen, would you be, I know we have the big game and everything, but I'm going to quote Naomi once again. We're going to dog walk Auburn. I never heard that expression before. I want to spread that around New York. We're going to dog walk those fools. I love that. I really do. But anyway, would you mind if even though with a big game coming up, if I talked about next season a little bit?
Hey, go ahead.
Okay. I think I see lots of reasons for our offense to get even better, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm looking at the line specifically first, and I think Latham is our best lineman, and I really see him moving to left tackle. I think that Steen is serviceable. Serviceable. I even think he'll get drafted in maybe even early rounds, mid rounds. But I can't remember when we didn't have a better left tackle. You think back all these guys, Cam, Jonah Williams, one after the other. Leatherwood was my man. All of these guys, Evan Neal, and I think Latham might be in that class. He looks really good. I thought he was going to be a bruiser, but I think he's a finesse guy too. And I think he's well suited for left tackle. What we need at right tackle is a guy like Fluker. That's who you need at right tackle. You need a bruiser. You need a guy crushing people like Fluker used to. I saw him in like that Notre Dame game. This guy was running people over and screaming in the huddles and everything. That's where you need a right tackle, a big bruiser. And I think our guards will get better, to tell you the truth. I watch all the Justin stuff. It looks like we're getting better at guard. Now I want to switch to quarterback, and that's still a mystery to me. But, I remember when Mac Jones got his first chance. I think it was against Michigan in the bowl game, and he did really well. He had a couple of picks, but you could see he was going to be good. And Latham, I root for the kid more than anybody. Maybe on the kid. He's religious. He seems like the greatest guy in the world, but I'm not sold yet. I don't know if you are. I'm not sold yet. I think it's going to be a competition between him and Simpson, who I think is more natural at the position. And this other guy that I watch Justin's films. What's his other kid's name? Eli something? What's his name?
Eli Holstein.
Do you see what he's doing on film? He's throwing the ball like 50, 60 yards. He's throwing dimes. You know what I mean? I remember Jalen Hurts came in. We had some guy, like some 5-star in there, and Saban took him out like in the first game and put in Hurts. It's not impossible for a freshman to make an impact like that. You know what I mean? Well, you know better than me. But that's all. I'm not going to ramble on. You know what I mean? I'm all set for tomorrow. I'm just thankful. My daughter moved back to New She was college in New Hampshire, law school in Pennsylvania. Then she lived in Virginia for 10 years. Now she's back. I'm thankful for that and everything else I have in life. And thankful for this show, by the way. Thanks again, Stephen. God bless. And, everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. My man Bill from New York calling in right there. And just speaking of the offensive line, Tyler Booker, I kind of want to see where will he be on the line in the spring. He could be a guard, but Tyler Booker would make one mean right tackle. I think he would. I think Tyler Booker would make one nasty right tackle. I think he would. I mean, I look at a guy like a Jayden Roberts also, but I think Tyler Booker at right tackle, jump in a pin in that. Tyler Booker at right tackle could be interesting, but also, Bill mentioned quarterback. It's going to be a good competition next year between Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe. Eli Holstein and Dylan Larnigan, the question will be, will both guys enroll early? Or will one enroll early in the spring and will one enroll during the summer? But we'll see what happens there. But next season, the talent's going to be all across the board there. But we got this cool call topic here that's going to the offensive line. Can Alabama's offensive line in this game against Auburn, can it hold up against Auburn's pass rush? Because last year in the Iron Bowl, bless his heart, Bryce Young got drilled last year in the Iron Bowl. Got sacked 7 times. 3 of those sacks came from big Derek Hall. Well, he had 3 sacks of those 7. And Derek Hall is back for Auburn. Kobe Wooten is back for Auburn as well. And those two spearhead a ferocious pass rush for the Tigers. But last year, Bryce Young sacked 7 times, was hit a bunch of times. I think he had his worst completion percentage of the season at 49%. It was just rough for Bryce until that final drive in the fourth quarter where he led the 12-play, 97-yard drive, which ended up in the game-tying touchdown pass to Ja'Cory Brooks. But this time around, for Alabama's offensive line at home inside Bryant-Denny, can this group hold up against this Auburn pass rush? I know Tyler Steen's been dealing with a little bit of an ankle issue, but according to Coach Saban, he has practiced this week. Darian Dalcourt did not go against Austin Peay, but I'm just saying this offensive line can hold up against this Auburn pass rush. That'd be really, really big for Alabama in this matchup. It'll be a matchup where the rain will play a role also. I think it's being predicted 70 to 75% chance of rain in Tuscaloosa. But we're going to go to our next break here, folks. Don't touch that dial, because when we get back, we got the legend himself, Bo Scarbrough, 2-time national champion for Alabama, USFL champion for the Birmingham Stallions, and he has a lot to say about this Iron Bowl. We get to Scarborough after this.
Touchdown. Touchdown Alabama magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
Look at all these great players in Touchdown Alabama magazine. Man, wait till I turn up this year. I'm gonna be on the front cover. But what if Will goes off? Or Joe, DeMarco, Chris, Tim, Christian.
Don't wait. Order now at touchdownalabama.com or call 833-483-2624 today.
Christian or Jameer.
And we're back into the action from the break. People, on a Wednesday, hottest show on the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Continue to hit that like button, give us that thumbs up. Like the show, run those likes up, make this your network, your platform, channel, and space to talk Bama. Also, all donations welcome and appreciated. Daily Super Chat, go $100 there. Daily Super Chat, go. We appreciate all of you, the Bama fan base, for what you do in regards to this show here. As we're waiting on Bo Scarbrough to come on in here, John, I'm reminded of, because rain is expected for this year's Iron Bowl, for the game this Saturday, I'm reminded of the 2008 Iron Bowl where it rained also. There was a monsoon inside Bryant-Denny that year. And Glenn Coffey ran wild. Other players ran wild. Alabama's defense gave Auburn no life, and the final score was 38-0. And this came after, Auburn had won 6 straight Iron Bowls over Alabama. So Alabama ended with fury in the rain back in 2008. Great memory right there. Great memory. That 2008 Iron Bowl matchup right there. And what's intriguing about this one here is Alabama wins this game here against Auburn, winning convincingly against the Tigers. It ends another regular season with 10 wins. The only time in the Nick Saban era, aside from 2007, because it was Saban's first year, that Alabama did not end the regular season with 10 wins was 2010. They finished the regular season at 9-3, and then beat Michigan State in the bowl game to get the 10th win. So, Bama wins this game against Auburn. It ends the regular season with 10 wins, continuing this trend since 2011. If Auburn wins this game, not only does Alabama not end the season with 10 wins, regular season, Auburn becomes bowl eligible. Auburn will get a 6th win with interim head coach Carnell Cadillac Williams, and it would go to a bowl game. So even though there's no SEC championship implications, although there's no college football playoff implications, there's no national championship implications or Heisman Trophy implications, all the big stuff kind of off the table, this is still a very intriguing game. Bama trying to get its 10th win, play itself back into, possibly, the college football playoff. Auburn trying to ruin Alabama's chances all the way out. And on top of that, Cadillac Williams is coaching for a chance to either win outright, full on, the coaching job at Auburn, or grab a head coaching job elsewhere, seeing how, is Auburn really fancying Lane Kiffin right now? I mean, those reports that came out about, Kiffin going to step down from Ole Miss and go to Auburn, and then Kiffin quote tweeted the reporter on social media going, "Nice job, dude. Where are your sources?" Like, Lane Kiffin get up the reporter on Twitter, to which we all go, Kiffin, don't change. Lane Kiffin's his own guy. We're still seeing Alabama fans thinking, Lane, come back to Alabama. Come back to Alabama. Be the offensive coordinator for Coach Saban a bit more, and then take over for Coach Saban when he's ready to finally hang up that coaching hat. But we're gonna actually get into the playoff topic here, and there are a lot of national media analysts who are starting to become open to Bama has a path to get into the playoff. I know ESPN gave the Crimson Tide a 12% chance to get in, pretty low right there. But Bama actually has a path to the playoff. Not out of it just yet. Crimson Tide moved now to number 7 in the CFP. They've gone from 9 to 8 to now 7. So they're sitting here in pretty prime position here. The 6 teams ahead of Alabama, we have to look at USC at 6, LSU at 5, TCU at 4, Michigan 3, Ohio State 2, and Georgia 1. Now, chaos would have to utterly ensue here. And chaos could have ensued last week. ECU does not make the field goal to beat Baylor, but I digress from that statement. Chaos has a chance to ensue this week, as in rivalry week right here. And the teams that Alabama needs to have fall this week, while it takes care or has to take care of Auburn, will be the teams on screen. USC, Bama would need Notre Dame to beat USC. Bama would need Notre Dame to win this week. It would need Texas A&M. As much as people despise the words Jimbo Fisher said about Coach Saban back in the spring and the whole recruiting dust-up, Alabama would need Texas A&M to beat LSU. And then Alabama would need Iowa State, though it's been struggling this season at 4-7, but TCU's been winning all these heart attack games. So what does that mean? At some point, the good fortune's going to run out. You're going to lose a game. So Bama would need for Iowa State to take care of TCU. This happens, Crimson Tide, right there in the top 4. I mean, because if you think about it, a 2-loss Alabama, based on strength of schedule, has a better resume than a TCU, than a USC. I mean, even a better resume than a Michigan. I mean, in the Big Ten, you only have 2 teams, Michigan and Ohio State. 4 of the teams Alabama has beaten this season, or Alabama's played this season, 4 of the teams that are in the college football playoff, Bama has played this season. Bama played Texas this season. Texas is in the CFP at number 20. Bama beat Texas. Bama has played Ole Miss this season. Ole Miss in the CFP. Bama beat Ole Miss. Yes, Alabama lost to Tennessee and LSU, but both of those teams are in the college football playoff. So Bama has played 4 teams in the playoff, and then when you look at this here, it's also played Mississippi State, who's 7-4. Good season right there. It's also played Arkansas, and if not for an injury to KJ Jefferson, Arkansas would have a better record. They're at 6-5. Even Vanderbilt has been able to do some decent things this season, and that win is looking, I guess, pretty strong, pretty decently right now. So Bama's strength of schedule is much more formidable than the teams ahead of it as of right now. And Michigan and Ohio State will pretty much cancel themselves out because those 2 teams will play this weekend. So if Alabama gets a USC loss, an LSU loss, and a TCU loss, it's right there. And that all can happen. Yes, it's slim. Yes, it's crazy. Yes, it would be utter chaos. But it very well can happen in today's age of college football. So Alabama, with this move of going from 9 to 7, still in it. There's still a path. There's a path. And I remember one national media pundit in particular said, the nightmare scenario that no one's talking about, that people don't want to admit, Alabama gets in here. If Alabama gets into this playoff, that may be the switch that Alabama needs to get itself going in here. If Bama gets into this playoff, that'll be all that you need to have Will Anderson and Bryce Young go from leaders by example, becoming two of the more vocal guys on this team. Is Bama getting into this playoff? So we shall see. Will this chaos ensue on Thanksgiving weekend? But we take a break right now, folks, from the show and touch that down. When we get back, we can return to the phone lines to grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. We get to you, the Bama fans, right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwill Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwillsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
All right, folks, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets here, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA and John Ivor. I think we have him now. So we're going to go to the In My Own Words hotline. We pick up the legend himself. He's trying to become, at some point, the commissioner of the USFL. But we got two-time national champion and USFL champion, former Alabama running back Bo Scarbrough is in here. Bo, what's going on, man? Bo, you there?
I said, how you doing? It's good to be on.
All right, we got him right here. Bo Scarbrough live on the show, two-time national champion and USFL champion for those Birmingham Stallions. Bo, happy to have you in here. And this being the Iron Bowl, Bama, Auburn, throw the records out the window. In-state rivalry. One of the first questions people ask a player when your career is over, what was that record against the Auburn Tigers? Auburn's coming in here with a lot of energy, headlined by Carnell Cadillac Williams as the interim head coach. But, I mean, for you, Bo, this matchup right here, does Alabama, out the gate, out the tunnel, does Alabama match the intensity that Auburn's going to bring in here and them playing hard for Cadillac Williams?
I think that they are. I think that they starting to understand the standard that we expect for them to have at Alabama and the expectation of Alabama and how much this game means between Alabama and Auburn, no matter what the record are. These type of games, they be played like this is the number one and number two team in the country. So I think they're gonna come out and be. I think they're gonna be laser focused, and I think we're gonna see a more disciplined team this game, and getting ready for next year. And I think these guys are gonna show up, and I think we're gonna see a lot more leadership go on.
So, boys, as we look at now, the run game, you being a running back and a dynamic one at that. With the weather calling for rain, maybe 70-75% chance there, I'm pretty sure Alabama will get out in front of that and have the little Roger plane trying to keep the field dry there. But for this matchup, how much of the run game with Jace McClellan is going to be a huge factor here against this Auburn defense?
I think they should. I think they should really use him in this game. He had the hot hand last game. Had played a pretty physical game. So I think that they should give him a chance and let him, carry the team and, let him start the game off and let him do his job and let him do what he do and see what he can do and maybe we can see what we have next year and. This guy going and he playing with a lot of confidence right now. So I think he gets the message. So I think we should, give McCullen a chance and let him run the ball between the tackles and, the type of weather that they may be playing in.
If you're just checking out the show, we got my man Bo Scarbrough, two-time national championship running back for your Crimson Tide, USFL champion for the Birmingham Stallions right here on the show. So, Bo, stick with this run game for a minute. You've been adamant about the freshman Jamarian Miller also. You want to see Miller touch the ball more. You want him to get more carries, more opportunities. Could this be a game, in your opinion, where we do see that, especially with the power and the ability to bounce off tackles that Miller provides?
Depends on how the game go, honestly, Steven. And I think, Coach Saban going to give him a chance, towards the end of the game. And, depending on what bowl game we get in, and Coach Saban, even may give him a chance there, to get his feet wet a little more, to get him a taste of next year and see what we have in the backfield, the type of attitude that these guys are going to have in the backfield and the type of chemistry that they're going to have. So I think we could expect a little bit more of him, maybe not this game, but the next game after that, depending on what bowl game we are. And even if he do come out, this game, it wouldn't be a surprise to me.
So, just looking back over your career, man, the Iron Bowl was one of those games that you stepped up and you played well and you had a lot of success in. So, for you, Bo, being an Alabama guy, an Alabama native, an in-state talent, when you look at just the Iron Bowl, how much of just the culture of that game made you want to choose Tuscaloosa, want to choose playing for the Crimson Tide, to be in this game, to be in this atmosphere, and to want to prove that, yeah, I took the side of playing for the Crimson Tide? How much does this one mean for you as a player then and as a former player now?
Man, it's Thanksgiving, man. Thanksgiving weekend. It's something special for the Roll Tide fans, and I can truly say that we have some really great fans. Even if we play down in Auburn, those fans are coming. Where they could be at home on Thanksgiving, spending time with their family, and the people that have traveled a long ways, but they choose to come to the game and support us. That let us know that they there for us, and and we got to go out there and play our hearts out for them. And being a kid, from Alabama right here around, and see how truly blessed I am to see these amazing fans and how they treat their football, because you only got Alabama, Auburn, and you have to choose one. And and it's just something I can't even explain. It's just something special to be a part of, man. Because Alabama is something special. It's a family. It's everything that you ever want, and that's a place that you should play for. And man, it Thanksgiving week, and it's just a great experience to be playing, for Alabama if you're on that team.
He is Bo Scarbrough, ladies and gentlemen, two-time national champion for your Crimson Tide, 2015 and 2017, USFL champion for those Birmingham Stallions. Join us right here on the show. Bo, man, enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your time with the family and the friends, man, and enjoy the game on Saturday, and you do your thing, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Steven, and Roll Tide.
Absolutely. Bo Scarbrough joined us right here on the show, giving us his thoughts on the Iron Bowl taking place on Saturday, Tuscaloosa, CBS will have the call on the game. SEC Network will also be in attendance as well. But we take this break now. When we come back, we jump into the call segment. Have your calls ready. We're coming back to you guys after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, folks, we're back rocking and rolling in here to the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets, talking Bama. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Appreciate my man, Bo Scarbrough, joining us in that last segment, giving us his thoughts on the Iron Bowl. We got some super chats right now. So how about Mechanic, who's walked in here with that 90-01 in the super chats? Appreciate Mechanic and weighing on the president. Comes right back in here with that $4.99. Dancing Steven enjoying that. So that daily super chat goal of $100 has been met. Thanks to you, the Bama Nation. J.D. Long with that $9.99 in the super chats as well. Appreciate J.D. Long, all of you making this your show, your network, your place to talk Crimson Tide football. We love it right here. Also, continue to run those likes up. We're at 74 likes, trying to get this thing to 100 right now to close this puppy out. Hit that like button, smash the like button, give us that thumbs up there on the show. But right now, we go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven. It's Daniel from Phoenix City. How are you?
Doing great, Daniel, and yourself?
Man, I just had to go to Walmart the day before Thanksgiving, and I feel like I've been ran over. But I survived, barely, but I survived.
Daniel, don't feel bad, man. I had to go to Walmart today to get this stuff for this potato salad, and I felt like it was Noah's Ark trying to ensue me.
Right? No, I get it. Well, I've got a few things. First thing is just more of a statement than anything. I was thinking about it the other day, and you can correct me on this. I believe it was in the 2011 or 2012 national championship when you saw A.J. McCarron and Barrett Jones get into it on the field over something they were disagreeing on, and they were going to win. Was that a national championship? Do you remember that?
That was the 2013 title game against Notre Dame off the 12 season, yes.
And where is that? Because I want to see that passion, the I'm right, this is how we need to do it.
I mean, that comes down to is it in those players to do that? Because I go back to that moment, A.J. McCarron always had that confidence, kind of cockiness about himself. Barrett Jones always had that assuredness about himself. So Barrett being the center was like, no, I'm making this call. AJ being the quarterback, no, I want to make this call. And Coach Saban pretty much said nothing because he had two alpha males trying to make sure that I'm going to win this thing. So that's what made that special. Both of those two guys had that inbred in them. You look at this team and you ask yourself, who's really got that inbred in them?
Yeah, I get it. Now, I came on right as you were wrapping up talking about Bama's chance of possibly making the playoff. And I listened to the same media pundit you did when you were talking about the nightmare scenario. And actually, I was expecting a Bama bash fest, and it wasn't. I was shocked. But the main thing I was going to ask, obviously, I heard you say that TCU needs to lose this week. Does it matter if they just lose this? Do they have to lose both of their upcoming games, you think, or just one of the two?
I think TCU has to lose one of the two, because if you look at the Big 12, it's not necessarily the strongest conference out there, and especially with losing Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC. So I think TCU would have to lose just one.
And do you know who they're supposed to play in their championship?
That's a good question. I want to say Texas. I'll check to make sure, but I want to say Texas.
I knew it was Texas or Kansas State won.
Yeah. It's either Texas or Kansas State. And I know Iowa State's not having a good year. They're 4-7. Usually Matt Campbell has those guys playing a lot better. But like I mentioned, TCU has won so many of these close cardiac games that you have to wonder at what point will the fortunates run out. And it could very well run out against Iowa State.
And then my last question for you, then I'll leave you alone, is a week ago, I wouldn't even be asking this question because I would have expected Clemson versus South Carolina to be a bloodbath. I don't know if you've mentioned this at all or not, so if you have, I'm sorry. How do you think South Carolina stands a chance against Clemson?
I mean, the way that Shane Beamer is coaching this team right now for South Carolina is shot there. I mean, Clemson has been up and down all year. DJ Uiagalelei is not in at quarterback. They had to go to the backup. Been kind of a mess there for Dabo Swinney at times. And Shane Beamer has taken this roster of 3-star guys at South Carolina. They didn't even have a running back against Tennessee, and they're doing shovel pass runs with the tight end. And that was working. I mean, Spencer Rattler, with all the confidence he tries to exude, he's not the best quarterback in the world, and they still found a way to beat the brakes off Tennessee. So South Carolina's got a shot there.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, I believe that Clemson's defense is probably definitely better than Tennessee's. And if you ask me, but their offense is kind of what's suspect to me, at least from the limited games I've seen. But anyway, Stephen, I appreciate you taking my call. You have a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Appreciate Daniel from Phoenix City calling in. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Daniel. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the time with family and friends. If you can, get some football, get some football. I'm going to try to fight the sleep that the food tries to put on me. If I fail in the attempt to fight the sleep, I'm not going to be disappointed in myself, but I will try to fight the sleep. Anyway, call topic right here. This one goes to Will Anderson, Alabama outside linebacker. He is a finalist for 2 National Defensive Awards, that being the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, which he won last year and has a chance to repeat for that, and the Lot Impact Trophy. That'd be interesting if Will gets the Lot Impact Trophy too. He's a semifinalist for the Chuck Bednarik Award, but he is a finalist for the Bronco Nagurski Trophy and the Lot Impact Trophy. Shout out there to one Will Anderson. But as always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, notes, information, and material. You got to check out the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You can get the app by accessing it from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. Got you covered. If you want, remember, you can do this. You can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, have those sent to your door That link found in the description. You're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine. You go to touchdownalabama.com, click join, become a member or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. Gotta shout out my man Bo Scarbrough, two-time national champion and USFL champion, coming on the show to talk the Iron Bowl with us. Gotta shout out you guys, the incredible fans of Bama football. All the phone calls, all the super chats, the donations, the conversations with you guys, making this your show, your network, platform, channel, and space to talk Bama football. Also, gotta shout out my right-hand man, John Ivory, in the production studio, handling the business there behind the scenes. And to all of you, enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your time with your family, with your friends, and around good food and just quality things in life to be thankful for. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives, appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you guys continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored there. You get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy the Iron Bowl on Saturday. And until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. This has been In My Own Words.